Good morning, welcome back, my dear student, with one of the new topic, and the topic is the President of India, powers and functions. Chapter is Union Government. The President of India is the constitutional head of the state. He is the head of the country. He preserved the nation's identity and uphold the constitution and its values. He protected the nation's identity, and uphold complete constitution and its values. He is the caretaker of the nation, of the whole, and even a citizen in particular. He is the caretaker of the nation. Clear? And his qualification. President has one of the real executive, or president is one of the head of the country. He is, no doubt, he is the citizen and he is the head of the country, but he has nominal powers, no real powers. And what about the qualification of president? To become the eligible for the office of the President of India, a person must possess the following qualifications. What about the qualification of the president? Let us listen to me carefully. He shall be a citizen of India. First one. Second one, he shall have completed 35 years of age. Next one, he shall be qualified for election as a member of the House of the People, that is Lok Sabha. Next, he shall not hold any office profits under the nation, state, or any local governments. This is the qualification of president. First, the qualification, he shall be citizen of India, and he should have completed 35 years of age, and he should get the experience of parliament qualification, and he should just elect as a MP, member of parliament. And next one is election. The President of India is elected by an electoral college. The electoral college consists of elected member of both houses of the parliament, or state legislative assembly, or the elected members of legislative assembly of Delhi and Puducherry. Okay. And the election is conducted in the system of proportional representation by single transferable vote. Next, term of office of the president. What about the term? What about the period of the president in our India? The president holds the office for a term of 5 years. From date of assumption of office, when his tenure is 5 years, is eligible for re-election to the office. Next, salary and allowances. The president received right now 5 lakh rupees, his monthly salary. The salary and allowances are drawn from Consolidation Fund of India. Where he got the salary? He got the salary from fund of country. He gets 9 lakh, now more, per annum as pension after retirement. Clear? Now I think just 15 to 20 lakhs rupees he got that compensation after the retirement from the government. And he is provided accommodation at Rashtrapati Bhavan at Delhi. Again, he has two other accommodations also. That is Rashtrapati Nilayam at Secunderabad and at Shimla. These again two accommodations are also there to the president. Next, removal. The president may be removed from the office by following a procedure called impeachment. President can be removed from the Indian Constitution. That is one of the process, and that process is called impeachment. The impeachment procedure is exercised in Parliament. What about that impeachment? The impeachment resolution has to be moved in two houses of the Parliament. Within 14 days, prior notice in writing signed by not less than 1/4 of the total member of that house. Such resolution has to be passed by not less than 2/3 of the total members of the house. If the president removed for his wrong duty, so the impeachment one of the process is there. 2/3 members should be attended in the Parliament, in the houses. That is the main process to removal of the president in the nation. And powers and functions which I said you: executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, judicial powers, military powers, diplomatic powers, emergency powers, etc. These are all the powers of the president in our country. Executive powers. What about the executive powers? According to the Article 53, the executive powers of the Union shall be vested in the hand of the president and shall be exercised by him directly through the officers subordinate to him. Okay, and he is appointed. The president appoints some of the ministers like Prime Minister, Union Council of Ministers and state governments, judges of Supreme Court and High Court, chairman and member of the statutory commissions, election commissioners, Union Public Service Commissions, etc. These are all appointed by President of India. It comes under the executive power. Next to go on, legislative power. According to the 79th article of the Indian Constitution, this comes under the legislative powers, consist of the two houses of the Parliament. Okay. The president is an integral part of union legislature. Is very important part of the union legislature. The president has power to summon the Porov to two houses of the Parliament and dissolve the Lok Sabha advice of Council of Ministers. Okay. Council of Ministers are also main part in the Parliament. Whatever the president and Prime Minister want to do the exercise or want to do the work, so they just take the suggestion. The president has to take the suggestion with the Prime Minister and as well as Council of Ministers. Why? Already I said you, he is the head of the citizen and he is the head of the government, no doubt, but he has nominal powers. Okay. Next one is what about financial powers. The president initiates every financial year through the annual budget of Government of India to be presented before the House of Parliament. Okay. And next one is what about judicial power. What about the judicial power? The president appoints and administers oath to the office of the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. Already I said you, he is what about appointed the Chief Justice of India and he appointed the special and other judges from the Supreme Court and High Court with the help of the what about governors or with the help of the Prime Minister. Okay, now advice of the governor and chief and governor and Prime Minister, So this is the what about the president can seek judicial advice on national importance according to the Article 143. Okay. Next is what about military powers. The president is the supreme commander of the defense forces. He can declare war and as well as negotiate peace. Okay. And next is diplomatic powers. Diplomatic powers are also having president. The president having diplomatic powers also. The president appoints the diplomatic envoys to foreign countries and receives the credentials of the ambassadors or the other countries appointed to India. All the treaties, agreements and international agreements are negotiated and concluded in the name of the president. This comes under the diplomatic powers and emergency powers. The Constitution of India empowers the president to proclaim three kinds of the emergencies. One is the national emergency. It comes under the article of 352. Next one is the constitutional emergency. It comes under the article 356. Financial emergencies, it comes under the article 360. Okay, now these are all comes under the emergency powers. These are also who look after this? President look after all that. What about emergency power, national emergency power, constitutional emergency power, understand, and financial emergency power, and all these powers. What about all the powers looked at by the President of India. So this is the what about very important topic in front of you, which are discussed by Maksud sir. So thank you very much for attending my class. Thank you very much.